we there? There we are.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
We are live. Yay.
Woohoo.
So I'm Shauna. This
I'm
is
Joelle.
Yeah. And we're here to be, your awkward channelers.
Yep.
And today we want to do a couple of things. First, we want to talk about the channeling and what that really means, what we're actually doing,
Yeah.
and the light language. Talk about what that is, what kind of healing that is a little bit, and Joelle may have the best explanation. It's, I'm always short for words, but we'll do it together a little bit. And then
one another.
Yeah, and then if anybody has questions about what we're saying or wants to expand on it, like, go for it in the comments. We would love that. But excuse me, I think that Joelle, he's going to start with an explanation about the channeling a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. For me, channeling is almost like being a bridge between physical and the spiritual worlds. And it started with Reiki, because you do channel the Reiki and the healing, and feel somebody coming in now, but I don't know who it is. You feel it?
Yeah, and who popped in my head was the Reiki master guy.
Oh, Master Yusui?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I wonder if he just popped in. I have to say that, my stuff started unknowingly with, I didn't know what I was doing. I was told it was angelic healing energy and to channel it. For years. I did that before I had any attunements, but there's all kinds of forms of
yeah.
What we're trying to do here is trance channeling, where we let them come in and
let them. Yeah, which is kind of weird at first, but you get used to it, and it's a neat experience, and anybody can do it. I mean, you don't have to be special or.
For sure. Judy. Well, we're all special. Hi, Judy. Thank you for coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are all gifted and we are all talented, and we just have no idea. So, that's where someone like Rachel is amazing, So, sound waves heal, Rachel. Chamness.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way in hell I'd be on video months ago before taking Rachel's class.
I'm telling you guys, I had to force her onto video. It was the funniest thing. I'm like, no, you have to start making videos. You can't just send them to me.
Once I ripped the Band-Aid off, I'm getting better. Forcing myself to do videos daily and posting them, and
for sure,
it does help. It really does help. So
I kind of interrupted your explanation.
Thank you for pushing me.
I'm sorry. That's what I do best. Okay, so do you have more to talk about with the channeling? I'm sorry, I interrupted you originally.
I don't even remember what I said.
Well, you just got to the point where
one of the things that really helped me too was like when you suggested to do the automatic writing, because I had trouble letting the stuff come through, and once I started that, it was like, oh, okay. And it was not funny, but I had a notebook. I would pull my card every morning and like, okay, what message you got? And I would just write it. And my husband came in one day and he's like, who wrote this? I'm like, I did. Well, not me. And he's just like, no, you didn't. Because it's like completely different than my normal handwriting. I mean, nowhere even near.
Yeah. And for me, honestly, thank you, Judy. By the way, that's why I put your comment up, so I would remember to thank you for that. I couldn't do automatic writing because as a child, I had the worst handwriting, and I was really kind of bullied about it by my mother and the teachers. Yeah. So I can't get out of my way when I'm writing, but I can when I type. And I'm convinced that's why I learned how to type. And in the beginning of all of this and learning and figuring things out, I would type channel messages from the archangels. And that was great.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like me.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's how I know it's real. Because some of the times when I'm doing my videos and they'll, like in class the other night, I'll say stuff and it's like, that's definitely not me because I do not talk like that.
Yeah. And that really is one of the ways that they can kind of confirm to you that you're not making it up. Because I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're talking to a spirit or you're talking to a light being or, what you're doing. You always have this weird thing in the back of your mind, like, wait, am I making this up?
Right.
But you couldn't. Like, you cannot make it up. And honestly, I'm like, try to make it up and see what happens. It doesn't work.
Tried with the light language. I can't do it.
Like,
I cannot do it. I'm like, I'm just going to dabble, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it will not. And there's even been times when I've tried to do it and they won't let me because either I'm not clear enough or I haven't drinking enough water. Yeah. And they're like, they tell me to drink water a lot, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a huge part of it. And feeling okay physically sometimes is a part of it too. So like right now I'm having a hard time because I'm having some weird health things. Yeah. And, it's really, water is so important. Right. That's always important though. So when somebody channels energy for you, it's even more important that that person that's receiving that energy is taking in the water too. Yeah. I have absolutely had people refuse to do that and then get kind of sick over the next few days after like a massive clearing or whatever, or healing. Right. But yeah, there's so many ways. And, we just receive messages. Like a lot of what we do, like I'll pull cards and receive a message and just, okay, this is about this or whatever. Yeah. That's the same. It's still channeling. You're still talking to another being. So anything you're really doing spiritually, you're channeling in some way, shape, or form, which is just anybody can do any of it. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's just another piece of proof, I guess. Right.
You don't have to be special or this religion or that religion. You're right.
Yeah, we're all special. The beliefs are what gets in our way. So it's opening that channel up, which took me a lot of time, a lot of years. I've always had knowings. I've always, like, even as a child, adults used to come to me for advice about things I'd never discussed. But I had answers. I always would walk up and be like, why don't you try this? Or what about that? And I'm like 10, I just believed that everybody had zero common sense. And I seemed to contain all of it.
I used to freak people out. I'm sorry. Yeah. In the 90s, I worked in retail and people would come up and I would tell them what they were looking for before they even opened their mouth. And me, it didn't dawn on me what the hell I was doing. And they would just look at me and I'm like, I don't know how I knew that, but I just know.
And I would bet that most people out there have through their lifetime, sorry, something popped up on my screen. Through their lifetime, have had those moments of, I just knew that.
Yeah.
And they just think, like I did, they would think something like, oh, it's just common sense and that person must not have any. It was the funniest thing because it was happening from a really young age. And I couldn't find an explanation for why everybody always turned to me for things. And why I had never been in a relationship or dated anyone. But, when my brother started dating and he was having a hard time, I had advice for him. It was the weirdest thing. There were just things that didn't make sense. But I would venture to say everybody has had something like that going on throughout their lives. Like that we just don't know other people don't have.
Right.
So it's very strange. But the light language, we should talk about that before we talk all the way through because we are chatty Cathys. So
that we are.
Yeah. So to me, the light language is a healing modality that really goes straight to the soul. It is light codes that plant into your energy field and come in when it's time or they heal whatever it is we're working on at the time, and it's very high healing.
Yeah. And it's so many different ways to do it, bring it in too, to speaking, singing. I really want to drum one day and the sigils that we do. I mean, it's cool
maybe
how you can do
maybe one day we'll do that and we'll just start practicing the other things while we're here. We both speak it and they've been pushing me to sing it. I'm not a singer, so I have a hard time with that. I love to sing.
And I sang a little bit in my video this morning that I sent you.
Good. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was beautiful. It was fine. It's not singing in the sense that we're entertaining somebody.
We can't compare ourselves to Rachel because that's just
no,
she's too good with that.
Yeah. Well, she's been doing it a long time, but she did say, and that was something else too. Like when you first start out with a light language, you have very few things you're saying, really. And it at first kind of all sounds the same, no matter what being you're channeling. And I've noticed with yours too, that it's changing. So at first it was a lot of the same sounds over and over again. And then it's slowly growing into more and more. And she said the same thing. She said she had like 2 different sounds she made when she first started the light language, and it still worked just fine. And it does, because they know what they're sending through it. But that it's practice.
Yeah. And I practice, and I find it flowing. Like I'm not even thinking about it. And the animals, they love it too. I'll do it to my animals if they're not feeling good or something. I'll call in like Finley, the little fairy, and hey, help the cat with this, and they just look at me like, okay.
Yeah. And the fun thing is you can do it with all kinds of beings.
Oh yeah.
So it's been really life-changing, I would say. And I know for me, when I first was attuned by Rachel, I ran around the house speaking it all the time. I couldn't stop it. It just started and I'm just running around the house, and my kid thought I was crazy. But I'm like, whatever, dude. I'd lay down at night to go to sleep, and all of a sudden it would just start flowing through again. And then they'd have me sing. I would do it there. I do it on video. But, it really is about using it and connecting with it and knowing it, and I felt like it was helping the energy issues that came with this house we're living in. And sometimes I will just find myself just all of a sudden get kind of aggressive with it and be like, and so it tells me something's here, right? It's funny, but it really opens the levels of communication in so many ways.
Oh yeah, I've noticed just a huge difference in me, just getting attuned and how stuff just flows easier for me now.
Yeah. Where you're not as reactive to some things and stuff like that. It really has been a healing experience. And the more we do it, the more it helps us as well. So it's, oh, Judy, I appreciate what you're saying about channeling light language not flowing for me yet, but if I focus and practice, then only a few repetitive sounds come out. That's and that's okay, right? My understanding is that's fine. Like we have just a few, but as we have been practicing, and full disclosure, Joelle and I get on Zoom. We were getting on Zoom at least once a week and practicing healing on each other and talking about whatever issues we might be having at the time and really using it for each other, which was a nice safe space. You can always.
I wouldn't be any close to where I am now if we hadn't done that.
Oh, me either. I would have so many issues, like today's video that Joelle did on the mother wounds. That was me. That was for me. I'm like, my neck hurts. It's always my mother. Like it's seizing. I gotta have some help with this. And she's like, no problem. And then she sends me this big old video with a message, and it's a beautiful message for everyone.
Yeah, I have it scheduled to post on Thursday morning. So
okay. So
I'm trying to schedule stuff ahead of time, so I'll have a little more free time. But it was so funny because I came and sat down at my desk, and I'm like, I said, I know we talked about we get on early and see what's going on. I'm like, but what's going on with Shauna? And
she's always
like, hey, do this. And I'm like, okay.
I highly recommend Joelle. Like she's always like right on there. We do a lot of that for each other, but she's always been really good, really, and her Reiki is really powerful. So
it's so awesome too. Getting her pods. Oh my gosh, her angel pods. That's the best night's sleep I ever had.
I haven't done many of those lately. They should be.
They're amazing. Oh yeah, you do feel like you're making it up, Judy. It took me a while to get over, and sometimes I still.
And I have a question. So if you think the question is kind of for Judy, if your mind is telling you you're making it up, I'd like to know. I'd like you to look at who you are and what your character is. Do you run around lying to people? Do you make shit up for the fun of it? Do you do that? Because I feel like you don't. And you are too high integrity to BS through light language. I don't think you could do it, first off, but it's not who you are. So try to let that go.
Yeah.
It just isn't who we are. I knew I wasn't making up, even though I felt like it, because I wouldn't do that. Like, it's just not who my character is. And I don't think
you can like just try to make it up yourself. Just be like, I'm going to make it up.
Like, just try. Go ahead. Good luck. I can't do it.
Yeah. And I can't.
No.
Yeah.
I can't either. I played with it that way just because, we're human beings. So we have doubts.
Right.
We have doubts and fears, So anyhow.
And lots of old wounds from past lives trying to keep us from.
Right. But this path really brings those out. I have to say, I've been working on my own self since I'm about to be 56. So I was 38, separated from my husband, and really upset that I didn't have my kids that weekend. And, I was having a really hard time, and I was crying in my car like a big baby. And I heard a voice tell me that happiness was a choice, and I was to just choose it. And it felt so. What's so funny is I never really noted, that was a voice in my car. But at the time, I was not spiritual. I had no idea about any of this at that time. And it hit me like truth, and it changed everything for me. I started working on my own mindset, and that's where I started coming up with, oh God, I've got this wound happening. I've got this up in me, and I'm reactive and angry and whatever, like this path will walk you through that. Honestly.
Yeah. I have you curled up in a little ball crying in the corner too, but that's healing as well.
That was actually a lot of years. My kids got used to it. I would just all of a sudden go off, and then I would run off because I'm popping off at my kids, and it is absolutely not them. And so I'd run into my room, and I'd be crying, and then I would have all these memories coming through, and then I would start getting sick, and my whole body would tingle, and like all my cells hurt. And they'd walk in with a bottle of water, set it down, walk back out. They were great. But it's definitely not a simple, easy path. But God, it's so important. I couldn't live the way I was living before. I had to walk that path because I was miserable. I was making other people miserable. I just couldn't do it. So anyway, a little bit of my past. I was a disaster. But we know who we are. I mean, when we get right down into the core of us, even being a disaster, I knew that wasn't me.
Yeah.
And I said that a lot. And, as my mother was demeaning and, carrying on, she would make us stand in front of her, and I would almost pass out all the time because she would just demean us the whole time. But even then, there was somebody with me that was saying, that's not true. That's not actually who you are. And I'm like, it's not. We do know at the core who we are, even though other people have told us other things. So my advice when you feel like you're making stuff up is to really go in and to realize that you can ask any other psychic, and they will tell you that they have experienced that or do experience it. Yeah. It's not abnormal. So now that we harped on that subject, we don't even know what we're doing today. No. I have Rachel's cards in my hands. So let's
great minds think alike.
Yes, I think we're using Elemental Magic and Manifestation, the Fate Oracle deck by Rachel Jonas today. We are on the same wavelength.
Such a good
Wouldn't it be funny if we pulled the same card? Let's see what happens, shall we?
Right.
And if anybody, you want to pull a card for Judy?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we pull a card for you, Judy? I hope not. We're gonna pull you a card. Since we don't really have a plan.
Do we ever really have a plan?
No, we don't. It's just not who it's not who I am. I fly by the seat of my pants all the time. Okay. And I'm gonna make a note really quick. If anybody is here and they cannot comment, but you're coming from like Facebook or somewhere, you have to open it in YouTube in order to actually be able to comment.
For us to see, yeah.
So just so you know, it's become an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I pulled a card for Judy as well. Mm-hmm. And that card is one Joelle knows very well. Trust and patience. I pull this card for her all the time.
Yeah.
Fawn Lee is a servitor. So this is who we're gonna try to bring in with these little things on here. It's hard to.
Yeah, I
So
know,
this
right?
this is and you know what? I'm gonna read the little book because I like her.
Yeah.
I like her channeled stuff. So okay, I'm totally awkwardly uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Servitors are shy creatures. If you connect with one, you should give them many thanks for appearing to you with a message and consider yourself lucky. Unlike deer on Earth, who are prey to many species, these beings are calm and trusting in the Creator. They are children of Gaia. So Fawn Lee has a message of trust in the coming result of your wishes and desires. The very best possible outcome is assured once you realize all worry, and place your trust in the universe. So release all worry and place your trust in the universe. You cannot possibly know the very best outcome from your human perspective. So it may look different from what you are desiring. Yet, once it is yours, you will not wish it to be any other way. And I feel like that, I mean, the message in that is what I always tell people is like, have a desire, have a goal, have a wish, fray the edges, let it be more, let it be what it's meant to be, because you're on the right track, right? Let's see if I can, like I said, I'm having issues with the channeling thing right now because I don't feel good, but let's see if I can bring her in. I'm going to give it a shot. Yes, I am present with you. Judy, we would like to express that once again, the message of trust and patience. We would like you to focus on yourself and your channeling or your spiritual expansion that you're doing now at this time, and to focus on trusting yourself and to release any frustration that you have or that comes up for you when you are practicing, when you are trying to get into that flow. And I'm using the word trying, but I am suggesting that you realize you just need to allow. And as this one would say, get in your observer and allow things to flow in whatever way they do, especially while you're practicing. Allow. And that's where you want is to feel the difference of I'm trying and feel the allowance, feeling you allowing. So you're just relaxing into your body and you're allowing. This is where we want you to focus your trust and your patience is with yourself and learn these little things that will help you in your channeling. You are successfully channeling. I will tell you that. And we just want to remind you to trust yourself and be patient with yourself. And that is my message. She's kind of cute.
That's a good one. I know. I loved her when I channeled her for the group that day.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded so country.
Huh? What's wrong?
I sounded like such a hick when I said that. I am, but I don't like it.
Well, I love your accent. It's cute. You may find me pick it up. I'm pretty bad. Okay, what else? What do you got for Judy?
I got Tender Garden.
Ah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I like her. Hawatha?
Hawatha.
Okay. And she's a little fairy. It's really cute. I've pulled her in before too. So let's just see. Glasses off, but she has to. Yes, it is so important to take time for yourself and do the things that you love, whether it's a hobby, painting, or even family time. Once you do take the time for yourself, you may find things come through a little easier for you. Soak in the tub, relax, and call in the fairies. They will work with you and help you with opening and easing the ego that is telling you you are making it up. Because you're not. You're very, very gifted. Keep practicing, and you will find that it comes easier and easier the more you do practice. Ooh, okay. I think you were in today. Again.
To be honest, I think the energies are very strange.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we're both struggling a little bit right now, which is really odd.
The fairies want to work with you, Judy. I think they do.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling I got while you were talking. They want to, yeah. And they're, I don't know if you do or not, but I love their energy.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful. I just realized Danielle's here. Hi, Danielle.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate you showing up for us.
Right. And all our awkwardness.
Yes. Shall we pull a card for Danielle? Let's do that. I feel like we jabbered for so long. Like, I was afraid we were going to do that.
I think that's part of me. It's like, hurry up, you got to go get the kid.
I get for Danielle, stop and rest. Oh gosh, Shatalda, Ice Mermaid. I don't think that I have channeled this before. So,
but there's certainly a theme today.
Right? Stop and rest. So let's see.
Because I got Kindle the mermaid.
Did you? So the mermaids are wanting to work with you, Danielle.
Right.
Connected, girl. Let's see if I can. Shatalda. Are you present? Shatalda, are you here? I'm not feeling her. You want to start?
Okay. Okay. So we got Kindle with receive with grace. Okay. Morning, Kindle. Yes, it is okay for you to receive the things you are, in a sense, resisting, whether it is self-doubt or feeling you are not worthy enough. Know that you are. You are more than worthy. And the more you let in, the more that you will receive. Do not stop the abundance from coming with self-doubt. Let that go and receive all that you are worthy of. And you will be amazed at what will start flowing in. Even if it's just little things, accept them and show much gratitude, which you do, but make sure that you always do. And go with the flow with a lot of things. You have a lot of resistance. Once you break those walls down, things will start flowing much, much better for you. And let the doubt is the biggest thing of unworthiness.
That was a nice message.
I almost feel like, was there somebody that used to tell you that you weren't? I almost, I don't know. That's kind of a feeling I got. Of course, I think we all had a person at one
Somebody,
time or another.
at least one.
We don't believe them.
Multiple
Right.
people who weren't strong in their own, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can bring in Shatalda or not. That last one gave me a headache for some reason. So, okay, she is. I think you were supposed to go first. So it's stop and rest is her message. So let's see. Yes, there are things that you are doing in your life that are not best for you. You may be overgiving in some areas, and you are needing to find time to set aside for yourself, which is something you struggle to do. We ask for you to recognize that even small breaks of 5 to 10 minutes throughout your day, but connecting in deeply to nature and releasing things that you might be thinking of. So get into your meditative mind. And we ask for you to practice that more often. So 5 to 10 minutes throughout your day, when you have moments where you can do this, doing a task even, but to consciously pull in and stop and release the chatter. That is what we would like to see you do. It will help you to release some of the other things as you begin to get a little more, might I say, control over your mind, and over those thoughts that run unnoticed. So we just ask for you to do that. So stop and rest as frequently as you can. It doesn't mean you have to take an hour nap. It just means stop, release, get clear, and then go back to what you're doing. Or do that while you do a mindless task, something you're not having to think about. So this is our advice to you today. And we would like to work with you. So connecting into us would be beautiful as well. That was cute.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love how it was both mermaids too.
Yeah, the mermaids want to work with her big time, for sure, Danielle. And it's funny, but it's like what she was kind of making me feel reminded me of who I used to be with the brain running, and I didn't necessarily notice it, and it just went and went and went, and it's exhausting. And so she was just showing me, like, you just 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and just clearing and releasing everything from the world just for that short period of time. So hopefully that will be helpful. And as she says, yes, she is hard on herself. Yeah. We all are, for sure. Don't feel alone in that.
I'm the worst. Worst with the self. And I love the switch words that Rachel, the cancel, clear, release. I'm constantly having to do that because I'm like, oh, you dumbass, or something like that.
Hey, Rachel. How are you? We're talking about you a lot today.
This Aries energy is crazy. I'm an Aries. I know. I am bad shit crazy.
We're all crazy. We all have a crazy gene, and it just makes us interesting and fun. We don't have to judge it. We just need to accept and love it, right?
Oh, I love it. Other people don't, but I do.
Yes, Danielle, clearing out old programming. Yes, yes. And I what I noticed for me when they were just reminding me was that I really didn't know a lot of what was running. So as I started to really dig in and get mindful, I was kind of shocked at the things that were going through my head, and most especially about myself. Like I didn't know that I was doing that.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things that took place as I learned to do this particular thing.
Right.
I had like this vacuum cleaner sound in my head that ended up going away at some point, and I didn't know it was there until it was gone.
Wow.
Like as you move through some of those pieces, weird things that you don't even know are there go away. And you know they were there. Yeah. So we did start pulling cards. So would you like a card as well? I mean,
I already got her one. If she wants it or not.
Okay. Well, has one
You
for
got grounding from your deck. Okay. I don't think I've ever pulled her in before. Ooh, okay. Let's see.
Pull her on in. I am still pulling. I'm still shuffling. So you just do your thing. Who knows? It's hard for me at this moment. She's driving, so it's okay. You don't have to reply. Be safe.
Yes, you do need to spend more time outdoors, away from the electronics. Put your bare feet into the ground as often as necessary. You know these things. It is so important to take the time. Like Shauna said earlier, 5-10 minutes here. It doesn't have to be a long time. But with the energies that are coming in now, it is so important for all of you to make more time to ground into the earth. Ooh, I think she's wanting to bring through some light language.
Oh, wonderful.
Ooh, to help all of us. Okay.
Help.
Ikatanatatia siananatakia mayatatia tiatakia siamamatatia nanatatia nanatakia siananataki umayatakia siatatea manantatia tiatatia natataki umayatatia siakiata mayatatia patagia tiamanataki umanatatia siatatea mayatakia tatana nataki patana. Okay, my feet were freaking.
I had to yell on that with that one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need to do it barefoot, Rachel. That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
Your card said so, Rachel.
As a message from yourself.
Rachel.
I did finally get a card, and it's divine change, which is not shocking because I really think there's some big changes coming for Rachel. The more
excited for the TV show to come.
Yeah, so it's Babette's the unicorn. We all love unicorns. Let's see if I can bring her through. Oh,
she was at the dentist too. So yeah.
Yes, as you know, you have many changes coming your way. You are navigating them well. We want you to know that. But know that there is some very divine changes coming your way that will happen smoothly and flowingly as long as you remain open to those changes. We're not telling you anything you don't already know, but we ask for you to open up the story of your life a little bit and the future that you have held, the future vision that you have held, and to kind of open that up a little, because there are things changing that will be absolutely stunning, and we don't want you to miss them or struggle to get to them. Will be absolutely open your flow. So that pulled me out. Okay, sorry. Open to the flow of the newness, and know that it is for the best interest of you and your family, and you may bring others along with you. So this is our message today. Yeah, lots of flowing changes happening. Are you muted?
Yeah, I am. Sorry. I was trying to turn off the alarm to go get the kid. And
Oh, okay.
YouTube popped up. Sorry. We're awkward.
Yeah, that was funny. So anyway, here we are being us. But I mean, honestly, Rachel, I feel like there is so much happening, and I know things are happening. These are not new messages for you at all. I felt like it was more encouragement, and
Yeah.
for them to say that you're not doing it alone. Whatever it is you're going to do is going to bring others along with you in some way, and that it's going to be really beneficial for you and your family. I felt like there was a concern, like, I don't want to do something that's going to, make things harder for my family, but that's not at all coming. So anyway, thanks for letting us do that for you.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right. It's 11:11 my time.
Oh, it's 1:11 my time.
So we've got all the ones happening today. That's nice.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I think that's all the comments we have.
Yeah.
And it's about 40 minutes, which is what we've been doing lately, I think. So I guess we're ready to sign off.
Thanks all for joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much. And we will be here Tuesday next week, right? So every Tuesday we will be on here. I think we're going to probably try to stick with 10:30. We'll see how that worked for Joelle. And we'll announce that soon.
Oh, it's good. As long as I can hop off to go get him for therapy, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So thank you. And everybody have just a wonderful week. And, if you need either one of us for something other than this, I'm at divinetruthhealing.com.
I'm at celestialwhispershealing.com.
Yep. And we offer quite a few different things.
Yeah.
So we would see you next week, I suppose. Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.